So often we'll get asked the question, what if somebody throws a punch towards my face? What if somebody grabs me in a headlock? What if someone strangles against the wall or just pins us by our throat on the floor? All these are very good valid questions, and we have a lot of physical techniques at Evolution Gracie Jiu-Jitsu to cover all bases. If you think about this for a second, wouldn't it be great if we could avoid the fight at all costs? Wouldn't it be great if we could avoid having to even use the techniques if we weren't even there in the first place? If we recognized that a threat was imminent or a potential threat could potentially happen. So this is what we're going to be talking a little bit about today. Even though we do teach a lot of physical skills, and obviously the majority of what we teach is physical skills and looking at how we can defend ourselves physically, what we should really be thinking about as well is how can we be so aware of the potential threat from happening that we can do our best and really try and avoid that potential assault or whatever the altercation might be. How can we avoid that happening at all? So this is where our different states of awareness start to come in. And at Evolution Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, we like to use the Cooper's codes. So these were designed by Jeff Cooper, originally designed for the military. So we've got different states of awareness here. So we've got white, we've got yellow, we've got orange, we've got red, we've got black. So white is unprepared and ready to take action. Again, this might be a state that you're in when you're sat at home and all the doors are locked and you're watching your favorite film or whatever, you don't really need to think about anything else because you're in your own safety bubble. Yellow is prepared alert with good situational awareness. Now, we're not paranoid about certain things within this, we've just got good situational awareness. I'm not walking through the door when I get home and thinking, who could be hiding behind that door? Obviously I'm not thinking like that. But it's more having that good situational awareness. Like say if you're driving, for example, you're just aware. If you're a good driver, of course, you're aware of what's happening around you. So we've just got very good situational awareness. Orange is we spot a potential danger. So again, if you're liking that to driving a car, for example, we see a potential danger, obviously we're now alert to that. And then if we needed to respond, then we're in red, which is action mode. Well, we also have here though at the bottom is black. Now this is a panic, and it's a breakdown of both physical and mental performance. And let's think about why this might happen. So let's imagine if you were in a state of white, you're thinking about Emmerdale, Coronation Street, whatever your favourite TV programme is, or you might have just done something else, you're on your phone. You didn't spot any potential danger signs and something potential happened just out of nowhere. It's very likely at that point that you're going to end up in this position here, or in this colour code here, which is black, which is now we get this physical breakdown of mental performance and this physical breakdown of performance as well. So it doesn't matter what level or how many years you might have trained in such and such martial art, if we end up here it's a very difficult state to get out of. And obviously that person that could potentially be attacking you has that upper hand in that situation, because now we're in this state. And again, all your martial arts knowledge and everything may potentially just go out the window. So we'd rather not be in this potential situation here. So the idea is, if we're at home we might be in white, but obviously as we said in yellow, we're just aware of what's happening around us. So we're walking down the street, for example, we're going to a train station, we're crossing the road, obviously aware of cars and other things that might be happening around, but we're also aware of people. So for example, if we're walking on one side of the road and we can see a group of people or a person that might be looking a little bit suspicious or they look like a potential threat, obviously we're alert to that, we're in orange. Hopefully at that point, because we're alert to it, we can avoid that. Maybe we can cross the road. Maybe if we do see a train where there's something potentially happening, a group of people might have been drinking quite heavily, you're on your own, you might think, well, in the great scheme of things, my next train's only another 10-15 minutes or whatever, maybe I'll be better avoiding that train or moving to a different carriage further down the train just to avoid that situation. We've picked up on potential danger signs, so we're constantly assessing and picking up potential signs that something might be dangerous. We're picking up potential threat levels all the time. Also, when we're alert to this danger, again, we might be taking note of particular individuals. So we might be alert to probable danger. Maybe we're already on that train, or maybe we can't cross the road. We always want to be thinking, well, I'm alert to this. If I'm in red, how might I respond to this? If this person did attack me or something did happen, how might I respond to that? And we always want to be assessing that individual all the time, looking at the size, how tall are they, how big are they, how much do they weigh, what kind of clothing does this person wear? Are they wearing like a padded kind of jacket or something like that with a hood? Are they, wearing shoes that could give them a little bit of advantage? Maybe they've got trainers, maybe we've got another type of footwear on. Are they wearing sandals, the toes exposed? So again, we're always thinking about this individual and what tactics we might potentially use if something did happen. Then if something does happen, we're then in red, okay, and then we can respond with our physical techniques, and we're less likely to get into the black and start to have that physical breakdown and mental breakdown of our performance at that moment in time, because we already saw it coming. Obviously we tried to avoid it, or we would have avoided it if we could, but obviously we couldn't. We've already assessed the situation, thought about what we might do if this potential threat does happen, so that if it does go to red, we've got a much better chance because it was already switched on. We was already aware in that moment. Also, by being aware, it makes things like an ambush, for example, a little bit more difficult, because they're already aware that you're already switched on. There are ways in which people still might potentially attack you that we'll talk about a little bit later on, where they may have to turn off your state of awareness to carry out that assault or that attack. But again, if we can, we want to be looking at avoiding it. So 95% of what we do wants to be looking at something like Cooper's codes, where we're aware of our situations, aware of our environment, aware of people that are around us. Can we avoid it? And again, we're always thinking ahead of times. If we can't avoid it, we want to be alert to it. How might we respond in that situation? And if something does happen, then obviously come down to Gracie Evolution, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, obviously before something happens, so that we can empower you and give you those physical skills to defend yourselves if something were to happen, okay? So, it's been great talking about this. Again, obviously because of COVID, we're short at the minute. Hopefully very soon we'll be open and we'll be able to practice some solo training in social bubble spaces, or with our mats that are marked out. Or if you have a partner to train with, again, you're welcome to come down once we do reopen. You can then train within that social bubble. Again, we've already put a little bit of video about how we plan to reopen, but hopefully we'll be back very soon. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch. We'd love for you to come down, try a free class and experience Evolution Gracie Jiu-Jitsu for yourself.